Good morning, and welcome to our very first 5-minute podcast. So this Sunday, we dealt with the subject, who is Jesus? And he called himself the Son of Man. So who is Jesus? Well, one of the answers to that, he is the Son of Man. But what's up with that? Well, what does that actually mean? So you remember in Matthew chapter 16, Jesus said to his disciples, who do the people say that the Son of Man is? And so they said to him, well, some say that you are John the Baptist. Others say that you're Elijah. Others say Jeremiah, and still others the prophets. And then he says, but who do you say that I am? So he says, I am the Son of Man, but what's that to you? So the reason he uses the word Son of Man is that he's asserting, making sure they understand he's come as God, but as 100% man. He has to sleep, he has to eat, he has to walk. He's identifying with mankind. He's being the representative of mankind. Another word for representative is that he's the mediator for mankind. He's the one who represents man in their dealings and their contract and their covenant with God. So he would make sure people understood, I have come to represent you. I've come to be your mediator. I've come to be part of the tribe, the household of man. So our reading this morning comes out of Hebrews chapter 8. And I'm going to encourage you in your devotion this morning, read the whole chapter. It's an incredible chapter full of promises that will help you in the times in which we're living. But I'm going to pick it up from verse 5. He said, they serve in a sanctuary that is a copy of the shadow of what is in heaven. This is why Moses was warned when he was about to build the tabernacle. See to it that you make everything according to the pattern that I showed you on the mountain. And so what's happening here is the writer is saying, the stuff that happens on earth is a pattern of what's going on in heaven. And then he says, but in fact, the ministry of Jesus is as superior to theirs as the covenant of which he is mediator superior to the old one. So he's saying, listen, now while we're talking about the way they did it in the Old Testament, that was patterned on what was going on in heaven. But when Jesus came, the ministry took on a whole new dimension, because the representative of mankind, the perfect representative, the God representative of the tribe of mankind had arrived. You might say, God, I don't fully understand all this. It's quite theological. Why did we have to have a perfect representative? Well, we've actually got a practical example in the example of marriage. My name is Grant Crawford. So I'm of Scottish descent. Been living here for a long time. My father was born here, but my ancestors come from Scotland. Braveheart, all those sort of guys are in my family tree. Wild guys. But I married a woman called Susan Wynn. Here she is. Back in the day, 28 years ago. Now, what happened is when I married Sue, my family was united to her family. I was the representative of the Crawford family. She was the representative of the Wynn family, and these families joined. They literally joined. If you were to come to my house, just over my shoulder here, my in-laws they live on the same property as me. On a Tuesday, the whole Wynn clan arrives here for lunch. My brother-in-law comes, a whole bunch of people arrive. The Wynns are united to the Crawfords because they have had mediators, representatives that have united these households. Jesus came as the mediator, the representative of mankind. So when he hung on the cross, he hung there naked, representing your nakedness. He hung there without asking for the legions of angels, representing your weakness. He identified with the whole of mankind. He represented mankind, and he was the perfect example to do that because he was the perfect human being. And he joined the household of man with the household of God in what's called the new covenant, the covenant that you've read about here in this Bible. And so you might ask yourself, well, what's that practically got to do with me? Well, there's two huge practical implications. One is that you can be united with God through Jesus. He's your representative. And number two, that representative understands you. He doesn't sit in heaven as some remote God looking at what's going on with Corona and with you and all the things that you're wrestling with today and not an ambivalent, not understanding. He understands what it's like to be alone. He understands what it's like to be fatigued. He fell asleep in boats, sometimes in public. He understands what it's like to be forsaken and to be isolated and left alone. And so that means that when you pray to him, you're approaching your representative. You're approaching God, but he's your representative, understands you. And so this is my encouragement to you this week. Talk to him as the Son of Man. He's the Son of God, but he's also the Son of Man. He fully understands you and what you're going through right now. So my prayer is that you have a great week and that you read the rest of this chapter and ask Jesus to reveal himself to you. Well, I trust you have a great day. What you're able to do today is engage on the platform that you received this with. Ask a question, make a comment, and we've got pastors who will talk to you, answer your questions if you ask them. If you've got prayer requests, they'll pray for you. Please feel free to hand this on to other friends that you may have that would benefit from it. And in addition to that, don't forget, Sunday, do church with a friend. Click online, go online, see you again.